In this step, we'll program collision detection, which allows us to detect when two objects hit into each other. Right-click on the player and select Edit Script. Now the first block we need is from physics, and it is called When I Am Touched, Get Toucher. So drag this block out. What this block does is detects when this object is touched by something. That's the When I Am Touched part, and the Get Toucher part is it saves that other object as a variable, so it can remember what it touched and then do something with that information. What we're going to do is check if the object that we touched has that obstacle tag on it, and if it does, then we're going to restart the level. So that'll make you want to avoid touching the obstacles. Now to ask a question or to check a condition, we need to use a new block, which is called an if statement. We can grab this from control flow. Under conditionals, if do is the block that we want. So select that if block, drag it into When I Am Touched, Get Toucher. This if block allows us to make decisions based on whether a condition is true or not. The condition that we want to check is if an object has a tag. The block that we need for this is from sensing. Under tagging, that's where we got that add tag block from before. We want this block, myself has tag name. So grab that block and drag it into the if block. Now we don't want to know if myself has the tag, myself being the player. We want to know if the toucher has a tag. So drag myself into the trash here. And in this gap, we want to put a block that says toucher. Now the toucher block, like I said, is stored, and it's stored as a variable. So let's go to variables and grab this block, instance toucher. This block will give us the value of the toucher, which means the object that we just touched. If the toucher has tag name, let's type in the tag that we put on the obstacle, which is obstacle. When I am touched, get toucher, if instance toucher has tag obstacle, what do we want to do? We want to restart the level if we touch an obstacle. So the block that we need for this is from control flow at the very top, go to next level, drag that into the if block, and it needs to go inside it. If it goes underneath it, the way that these blocks will execute is when I am touched, it'll check if, and then it'll do this regardless. We need to put it inside the if block so that it'll only execute if this is true. Now go to next level. We don't actually have a next level, not yet anyway, so change next to current, and that will restart the level. Now we can test this out by clicking play. And we can see if colliding with an obstacle makes us restart the level, and it does. So now the game is starting to get more interesting and more game-like. In the next step, we're going to add a background image into our game. We'll make that background follow the camera around and not collide with anything.